Welcome to our channel, where limits are just a suggestion and fear is fuel. Today, we dive headfirst into the world of extreme sports, where every second counts, every heartbeat races, and every jump, flip, and drop reminds us what it means to feel alive. Buckle up. This is not for the faint of heart. Yecenia Morales Gómez was a young woman whose life radiated with ambition, love, and the endless pursuit of new adventures. She had always believed in taking life to its fullest, pursuing not only her career but also her passions and the relationships she valued. Those close to her knew her as a vibrant, driven soul whose laughter could light up any room. She was deeply cherished by her family and friends, and her life seemed like a path heading toward a bright future. Chapter 1. Building Her Dreams.
Despite his best efforts to calm his girlfriend down, Yecenia just could not calm down. But she did tell her boyfriend that she's not about to back down. She's gonna go through with this.
Yecenia grew up in Medellin, Colombia, where her determination and intelligence quickly became apparent. A curious and driven child, she pushed herself in her studies and showed a natural talent for learning new skills. With each passing year, her interest deepened, and she became passionate about working to improve the lives of those around her. She was known for her kindness and humility, always going out of her way to help others with a soft smile and gentle encouragement. When she entered college, she chose a career that matched her ideals and dreams: social work. She believed that she could change her community by addressing the inequalities and challenges faced by people living in impoverished conditions. Her work was filled with genuine dedication, as she was not only driven by ambition, but by a heartfelt belief in social justice and the hope that she could be part of a larger change. Yecenia excelled in her field. With her hard work and dedication, she quickly earned respect among her peers, and she began to stand out in the community. She spent countless hours listening to the stories of those in need, working tirelessly to help them find resources and support. Her empathy and understanding made her beloved by those she served, and she became a figure of hope for many. It wasn't uncommon for people to approach her for help even outside of her working hours, and she always listened, always cared. Her family couldn't have been prouder, seeing her transform into an inspiration and a force for good. Chapter 2. Embracing Life's Adventures. Beyond her work, Yecenia was an adventurer at heart. She loved exploring nature, traveling to new places, and engaging in thrilling activities that tested her courage. Colombia's natural beauty had always called to her, and she made it a point to experience as much of it as she could. Her social media was filled with photos of vibrant landscapes, joyful moments with friends, and the little victories she cherished from her adventures. In recent months, she had developed a new passion for extreme sports. She loved the adrenaline, the rush of stepping out of her comfort zone, and the freedom that came from facing her fears. She had gone ziplining, cliff diving, and rock climbing, each experience leaving her more confident and exhilarated. When she heard about the opportunity to go bungee jumping in Amagá, she knew she had to try it. It would be her biggest leap yet, both literally and figuratively. Her friends were excited for her, although her mother, always cautious, asked her to be careful. Yecenia reassured her, saying it would be safe, and she was ready for the adventure. Chapter 3. The Day of the Jump.
Just outside of the popular tourist town of Amagá in northern Colombia lies this thick green jungle.
The morning of the jump was filled with excitement. Yecenia had convinced her boyfriend to join her, and they drove to Amagá together, buzzing with energy and laughter. As they neared the bungee site, the scenery opened up to reveal breathtaking views of green mountains and deep valleys. They could see the bridge from which they would jump, suspended over a lush ravine with a river winding far below. As they arrived at the platform, they joined a small group of jumpers who were chatting excitedly, their nervous energy palpable. In the midst of the crowd, Yecenia's calm presence stood out. She smiled at her boyfriend, squeezing his hand for comfort. He could tell she was both excited and a little anxious, but the thrill of the unknown fueled her spirit. After a short wait, they were called forward to begin the preparation. The instructor gave a safety briefing, walking them through the steps and reminding them of the signals he would use. Yecenia listened intently, nodding along and making sure she understood every detail. As the briefing concluded, she glanced at her boyfriend, and they shared a reassuring look. They had made it this far, and soon they would experience this leap of a lifetime together. The plan was for her boyfriend to go first. He would jump, and once he was clear, it would be her turn. The instructor began strapping him in, and she watched closely, her heart pounding with anticipation as she imagined what it would feel like to soar into the valley. The seconds stretched out, every moment building in intensity as she waited for her own turn. She was ready. She had never felt so ready for something. Chapter 4. The Leap That Shouldn't Have Happened.
Gomez, a lawyer, was preparing to bungee jump for the first time alongside her boyfriend on Sunday.
Then came a moment of confusion, a fateful mistake. The instructor gave a signal, and in that split second, Yecenia mistook it as her cue. Without a second thought, she stepped to the edge and leaped, her heart filled with exhilaration and her mind with freedom. She expected the brief thrill of weightlessness, the tug of the harness as it caught her mid-fall, the adrenaline racing through her veins. But as she plummeted through the air, the ground rushing up to meet her, something felt horribly wrong. There was no harness, no cord. The safety equipment meant to secure her was not attached. She was free-falling, a moment of pure, uncontrolled descent as gravity pulled her downward. In those final seconds, the world around her became a blur. The thrill she had sought turned into terror, an unfathomable realization that there would be no soft rebound, no safety to catch her. The realization hit her with a crushing force even before the ground did. Chapter 5. The Aftermath. The onlookers were stunned, frozen in disbelief. Yecenia's boyfriend watched in horror as the impossible unfolded before his eyes, his mind struggling to comprehend the tragic mistake that had just occurred. In the moments that followed, chaos ensued. People rushed to the edge, some crying out, others covering their mouths in shock. But it was already too late. The investigation later revealed that the instructor had mistakenly signaled Yecenia to jump, unaware that her safety cord had not been attached. The mistake was simple, a split-second miscommunication, but its consequences were devastating. News of the accident spread quickly, casting a shadow over the bungee jumping company and sparking outrage over the lack of precautions and training among the staff. For Yecenia's family and friends, the grief was unimaginable. A vibrant life, full of potential and love, had been extinguished in an instant. Her mother's last memory of her was the bright smile she'd given when she left that morning, excited for her new adventure. Friends and colleagues gathered to honor her memory, remembering her passion, her kindness, and the courage that had defined her life. Her passing left a deep void in the hearts of those who knew her, a reminder of how fragile life can be. Epilogue. Remembering Yecenia. Though she left this world too soon, Yecenia Morales Gómez's legacy continued to inspire those she had touched. Her story became a call for greater safety and responsibility in extreme sports, a haunting reminder of how a moment's error can alter lives forever. But to those who knew her, she was remembered not for the way she died, but for the way she had lived, fully, boldly, and with an unyielding spirit. Yecenia's memory remains a beacon of the courage she embodied, inspiring others to embrace life as she did, yet tempered with a reminder of the importance of safety and vigilance. Her loved ones continue to honor her by advocating for stricter standards and safer practices in her name, hoping that her story will prevent others from facing a similar tragedy.